Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529, Central Virginia's high school academic quiz show. Today's match features L.C. Bird High School versus St. Catherine's School.
Hello and good morning. Thanks so much for joining us for Battle of the Brains. This is our 20th season of producing Central Virginia's only high school academic quiz show. I'm Cheryl Miller. Our competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. Our academic athletes joining us today, the Skyhawks of Bird High School, L.C. Bird High School, coached by Mark Cullip, Shane Malenko, and Greg Aiken. Named for businessman and legislator Lloyd Campbell Bird, this public high school is part of the Chesterfield County School District. It's home to the Governor's Academy of Engineering Studies. Also with us today, the Saints of St. Catherine's School, coached by Anthony Ambrogi and Danielle Armstrong. Richmond's St. Catherine's School is an Episcopal college prep school for girls from pre-K to grade 12. Every leadership opportunity, lesson plan, and activity is intentionally designed for how girls learn best. It's great to have these students with us today. Our match today will consist of 3 toss-up rounds and a category round. Any player who wishes to answer will buzz in. They'll wait for me to call on them. Any interruptions of questions with an incorrect answer will result in a point deduction. All right, students, good luck. Let's start our first toss-up round. It's caused by the Yersinia pestis bacterium. Name this illness involving inflamed lymph glands that killed millions of people during the Black Death. Catherine.
Bubonic plague.
Correct. Which word identifies all of the following? The name of a pro football team, a region in the northeastern part of India, a type of tiger, and the world's largest bay. Matthew.
Bengal.
Correct. Born in Cremona, Italy in 1664, he became one of the world's most famous luthiers. Name this man who developed his specific brand of orange-brown varnish and whose surviving violins command a price of over $1 million apiece. That would be Antonio Stradivari. Of course, the violins are the Stradivarius. In mathematics, what is the value of any number raised to the 0 power? Jayla.
1.
Correct. He was the subject of the earliest work unequivocally attributed to Donatello, a marble statue of a man and a head. Catherine.
Daniel.
That is incorrect. I'll finish for Bird. He was also the subject of a Donatello work in bronze, the first freestanding Renaissance nude. Name this biblical king. Charis.
Herod.
That would be King David. On the 4th of July, 1826, President Thomas Jefferson died at the age of 83. Only a few hours later, another former president also died. Matthew.
John Adams.
Correct. This river has a southwestern course from its start near Joliet to Alton, where it flows into the Mississippi. Name this river that flows past Peoria in a namesake state west of Indiana. Will.
Missouri.
That is incorrect. St. Catherine. Jayla.
Ohio.
It was the Illinois River. The human body contains the fibrous white type, such as appears in intervertebral discs, and the more elastic yellow type found in the auditory canal, the larynx, and the ear. Chondrodyscytes produce what connective tissue? Will.
Cartilage.
Correct. Winsome Earl Sears is the Lieutenant Governor of which U.S. Commonwealth? Jayla.
Virginia.
That is correct. What scientific instrument is used in meteorology to measure atmospheric pressure? Will.
Barometer.
Correct. You may need your pencil and paper for this one. A right triangle has a hypotenuse length 15 and a leg of length 12. What is the area of the triangle? Jayla. All right, time's up. Elsie Bird. Harris?
36.
It's actually 54. All right, teams, take a look at the screen. Listen carefully. Here's a video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch, and you must wait until the question is complete before buzzing in.
Passed by the Virginia General Assembly in 1786, what governor drafted a bill for establishing religious freedom?
And that would be Thomas Jefferson. Most cells spend 90% or more of their existence in this phase, which is divided into the G1, S, and G2 subphases. During the S phase, the chromosomes are duplicated to prepare for cell division. Name this phase. Abby?
Interface?
That is correct. In the 40-plus years of the Eon Productions 007 film series, 4 actors have played the role of Major Boothroyd. Desmond Llewellyn, the longest, and Ben Whishaw most recently. By what one-letter name is the character commonly called? Will?
Q.
Correct. And that buzzer means the end of our first toss-up round. A good job so far by our teams. A lot more questions to come. Up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round here on Battle of the Brains.